Welcome back to our 5 questions, 5 answers series, and thank you so much for being a part of it. This week, I'm interviewing Sheriff Monty Hughey with the Butler County Sheriff's Office. And I chose to interview Monty because he's able to view the county in a unique way, and he deals with everything from traffic violations to criminal activity, cold cases, and much more, I'm sure. So Monty, go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself and the role your organization plays within our community.
So I took off or started the sheriff's office in 1996, went to investigations in 2007, and then ran for sheriff and won the election in 21. So been doing this 4 years, be coming up on 4 years now. Our main role in the sheriff's office obviously is to keep everybody safe in the community. I had new ideas, new programs that I wanted to implement into the workforce here, and everything's going well with our CCU, which is a career criminal unit. I have 5 on it, and they go out and target certain areas, not just outside of Butler County, but we'll also work the outskirts of cities, or in the cities. We will go in and assist each city out there.
So Monty, you've been with the department or the office, the sheriff's office, since '96, and sheriff for the last 3 or 4 years,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you've seen in your experience with the office. And any changes that you've seen.
Yeah, we've seen a variety of different things. Obviously here, working at the sheriff's office, there's things that we obviously needed throughout the 3-4 years that we didn't get prior. But the thing, like we said, is we got the CCU unit, which consists of 5 people, and they go out and target certain areas in the county for crime. So if there's a crime or an area that's picked up, we target that area to get that crime slowed down. Or if there's people out there that need an area checked on more than once, then let us know, and we'll be more than happy to target certain areas if need to be, to slow the crime rate down. Talked about canines. We have 5 canines. We have one that's permanent at the detention facility. We have one that's nothing but tracking. It's a bloodhound. And we have the other 3 that are patrol. They are obviously, and then the 3 that are out here on patrol are fentanyl certified. And I got to talk about we've received raises throughout the years, and I've got to thank our county commissioners and our county administrator and assistant administrator for all that they've done for us, not just on the road patrol side, but for the detention facility as well. We got a great working relationship there, so I thank you.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, it sounds like you guys have really progressed in the last decade, I guess.
Yes,
or at
yes,
least.
yeah.
And really made some positive changes throughout the department.
Yeah, made some great positive changes and got great men and women.
Great. Okay. Thank you. So let's talk about, I guess, what is we'll go here. Does the Butler County Sheriff's Office have any goals in 2024 if you're reelected?
Absolutely. We have the technology is going to nothing every day is advance, and we want to continue to stay up on that advancement. Like we have in-car computers now, which makes it easier for the guys and gals to run a 27 or 28 for car or a driver's license. Drones, we just purchased a new drone, and I think right now we've taken it out 3 times and located all 3 suspects. It has an infrared on it as well, so that's worked out wonderful. One of our biggest thing is attack the opioid crisis in Butler County. We want to continue fighting that. We have 5 canines, patrol dogs, three of those now are fentanyl certified for air scent. So those have been working out well. The other big issue is mental health in the community, not just in El Dorado, but all over. I think we've went too long without doing anything about it, and now it's catch-up time for the mental health, and we've got to get more involved, get the community more involved in assisting finding a solution. I know we talked about the homeless, but also the mental health, because that goes in hand, I believe, with the homeless, and we got to get that corrected and get them help as well. Our detention right now, we have Turnkey, who provides us twice a week, 16 hours a week, for mental health for inmates that feel that they need it. Obviously, we can't make them, but we always have a great turnout in there so that they can discuss their problems and so forth. We want to work towards also, when they get out of the facility, prior to them getting out, we want to assist them on continuing that mental health counseling, and assist them on finding a job as well, because that obviously will help them in the community that they are living in.
Yeah, certainly.
Starting up, we'd like to start up, this is just fresh, a multi-jurisdiction tactical team going with each city. We still got to meet with the chiefs. Ultimately it's up to them if they want to participate in this. We would love to have one or two per city and see how that goes. And we would just want to continue to advance above and beyond our department. We want to be the one that people come to and ask for help, and we work excellent with all the cities and the government and all that. So
awesome. Sounds like you guys have some great plans in the works then.
we do.
It's awesome. Okay. Well, again, thank you for taking your time out of your week to speak with me today. As a newspaper, Butler County Times-Gazette's goal in 2024 is to understand our role in the community like never before. So our 5 questions, 5 answers series is an opportunity for us to ask the same 5 questions to different leaders within the community across the board: healthcare, government, law enforcement, businesses, things like that. And we chose you because you can give us a perspective of the entire county. I think from way out to Latham, all the way to El Dorado and Andover, and all the different corners, which are all important. So we're looking for the different perspectives that everyone's going to bring to our project. So we'll go ahead and start with the first question, which is the most important. What are the most pressing challenges facing our community at a local level right now?
Well, I think a lot of it is, I just got to go back to our crisis in our opioid on the law enforcement side. We've got to get everybody involved and attack that. We just can't sit back and not. And it goes a lot beyond our control as well, as far as the government, but we have to address that, and economic development as well. West side, obviously they're building, Andover, Rhodes Hill, Benton, everything's building, but we just need to get more over in the eastern part of the county. As far as the development. I brought up the substance abuse, and I think we need to look at also a transportation type system, to not just for everyday use, but like for your homeless, for your people that need to go to therapy, people that need to go to a counselor, in Andover from El Dorado to get there, and they don't make it. So I think, it's going to take more than just me to get that done, but that's another issue I think we have, is transportation as well.
Yeah, that can even affect our elderly citizens as well.
Exactly.
It could really help them out.
Yeah. I know they have a transport bus that goes around, but I think we need to have more transport areas
It's a big county to
throughout
cover.
the county. Yes,
Mhm.
yeah. But yeah, I think as far as the challenging, we just as a community, we've got to do better on our mental health and our opioid crisis. Butler County is one out of 3 maybe counties that have a high school, you can go and get your high school diploma while you're in jail, if you're there long enough.
Oh, wow.
So we want to continue to build that circle up because, you know, we had 3 or 4 a couple weeks ago that we graduated out of our facility. And El Dorado's a sponsor of that. So we're pretty proud of that part. We just want that to grow because I believe that helps as well.
With crime.
With the crime.
With
If we don't
education.
see them back, yep, education and we get them the help they need, less likely we'll see them back.
That's great. I didn't even know about that.
Yep.
Can you expand upon how these challenges can impact different demographics in our county?
I mean, as far as the mental health, with your mental health and your abuse of whether it's alcohol or drugs, I think that starts out at a younger age than what people realize. And then after they get out of school or drop out and they get outside the home, I think then it spirals if they don't have that family support. And obviously the community support, and if you don't have the places for them to get the help that they need, then they just get worse and worse and worse. And obviously in law enforcement, we see that, and I'd much rather find resources for them than to put them in our detention facility. You know, if we could get them the help they need in the mental health, I know Wichita's getting one built, but it won't be done for roughly 2 years. It's just, you know, it's big things, but that's stuff that I think we should have done it 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
We just haven't.
Okay. Move on to our next question here, which is considering the evolving media landscape, what role do you see local newspapers playing in the community 5 years from now?
I think this newspaper, more involvement in festivals, you know, more like charity fundraisers that more people know, the better off. Events, workshops, and community meetings. Like I said, my parents don't know unless they read it in the paper. The newspaper is very important because we got to hold people accountable too, and you guys do a good job about it on a story, or like the stories that we have on our cold cases. We need that type of stuff put out for the news so that if other people have that information, they'll know, and a lot of people don't if they don't read a newspaper. And like I said, just letting people know about events in the community, stuff at the Civic Center, the fine arts. I've had people didn't know what the old middle school was, the fine arts music, you know. So it's important that people realize that, and I know you guys are starting kind of refresh. You know, you guys are doing, like I said, a really good job of getting that information out there now.
In your opinion, what role should our newspaper play in promoting civic participation and community involvement?
I think it's important that, like, our partnership, if something comes up, I can contact you and then never have a problem with you coming over and getting the story, and vice versa. If you need something, you contact us for the same. And that's very important as well, because for the community to find out that information that's coming from the newspaper. And like I said earlier, the accountability, because there's a lot of people it's not accounted for out here that get away with, you know, things. In the sports, you know, I had boys that wrestled, and my daughter played volleyball and softball, and it's nice to see for other parents as well, them being followed to school. It just makes them proud, and you guys do that whenever that happens.
Question number 4, what community events or activities do you believe our newspaper should cover to better connect with our residents?
I think connecting with them, I mean, obviously another thing that we need is affordable housing for people that can, you know, instead of paying $1,600 a month, so people can actually afford to get into housing. Yeah, it's crazy how much the payments are. Attracting new businesses in this, I think we've already talked about that earlier, about especially in El Dorado area, expanding. And I think we have great people doing that and attempting to get that resolved and get businesses in here. Community safety, more involvement with the law enforcement needs to get more involved with the communities, not just El Dorado with Butler County with Andover. It needs to happen throughout the county. All of them get together and do a better job at that, because we failed doing that, you know, as far as departments go. I just think that more community involvement with law enforcement would make a big difference in that.
Are there any specific events that you feel need more community support?
I still go, you know, when I talk about this, you can see that I'm passionate about the mental health. I think we've got to get more involvement with the community. Community needs to get more involvement in it.
We'll go to our last question, which is, considering the current economic landscape, how can our newspaper support local businesses and contribute to economic growth in the community?
Obviously, advertising, event sponsorships. You know, I think there's all kinds of ways, you know, updating on different businesses in the community or outside the county. There's places that have stuff that I don't know if other people realize, like Leon has a pizza.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think small businesses like that need some support from the paper as well. Not just hearsay, because you hear nothing but good things about them. So I think that would help smaller businesses as well.
Sure. And do you think there are any specific challenges that local businesses are facing that we as a newspaper can address?
I just think maybe advertisement, letting people know that they're there. And then, you know, obviously the business will have to make sure they're doing the right thing. But I think for the newspaper, it would be supporting and advertising the business.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank you. So that wraps up all of our questions there. Thank you for being a part of our 5 questions, 5 answers series. And before we leave, what one question can we ask the community in our upcoming survey that your organization would like to know the answer to?
I always want to know how the department in the whole is doing. It's very important, because that way we can address our issues that we have here. So that's what I would like to see, is what the community thinks that we need to do and do better.
Perfect. Okay. Well, you heard him. How is the Butler County Sheriff's Office doing throughout the whole department? So that'd be detectives, patrolmen, right?
Yep.
All the way up. Let us know in the comments, or you can share this, or I'm sure you can email or call them, and they'd be glad to speak with you as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's it for this week's interview. You can catch us next week as we interview a different sector in the community, and please help us spread this conversation. Share this video, let us know what you think about the conversation or anything that we discussed, and you can also go to our Facebook page. Thank you.